And this is Series S line with. A girl accidentally gained the ability to see lines. Number of partners. Kansuna, did you have dinner at home? Young girl Hyung lives in an apartment where the windows are taped with cardboard. Since she has an amazing ability, see red lines. The number of partners. With the forces spreading, not just on a living relationship, but also on telecast. So on one of the shows, the firm workers assure the man that they only have a working relationship in the team. This power appeared in childhood, but only with age did she understand. What does that mean? One day her mother found the drawings and was able to guess. What do those lines mean? Because of which she eliminated her husband. And when Hyung realized that knowing about red lines can take someone's life, she made the decision not to tell anyone about it. This is not the only force which she has. Hyung is also immortal. And once you have to live somehow. Hyung got a goal to find out where did the red threads come from, and someone other than her sees them. Her thought is interrupted by a neighbor. She moved here a couple days ago, and guests are distributed to neighbors. And since Hyung doesn't want to talk to her, she just leaves the fruit and leaves, waiting for the neighbor to leave. Hyung opens the door and picks up the fruit. At this time, Detective AG pulls up to the police station. Hyung saw him when he offered his niece to let her down. G-Master at increasing red lines. So, in one of the days, his colleague offers to come to her wedding. As for his niece Sene, things at school aren't going very well. She gets attacked by freaks. If you tell anyone, then I'll throw you out of here. A little later, G arrives for a new case. The house is a strong mess, though things lay flat, feeling like it put. The neighbors saw some man wearing a helmet coming to this apartment. Already in the station, they are trying to understand what could even be the motive. They don't have any leads. Donchik heard that girl had a boyfriend, but they broke up a year ago. In the evening on TV told about this case. And Hyung saw a man wearing a helmet. Once he has only one line. Hyung noticed him immediately, especially the person at the elimination spot, clearly trying hard to eavesdrop. What does the reporter say? And then everything got even more serious. Biker stopped opposite the house. Hyung-in went into the neighbor's apartment. He gave her fruit. Hyung called at 911 to report danger. And then this couple started having fun, increasing the number of lines. A new day is coming. Kid asked for money already. He got it right away. That niece getting bullied. But she doesn't say anything and closes in the room. He also got a call from Danchik with the news. Went on 911, called a person talking about a man wearing a helmet. Moreover, the call came from the house opposite. So lucky that this is where Ji lives. He goes to check on his weird neighbor Hyung and asks to tell everything. What does she know? Hyung replies that she just seemed. This evening, one more biker comes into Hyung's house. At the same time, already from one line, looking intently into the peephole, Hyung Dong-shik will find out that guy eliminated was a high school teacher. Hyung even found a photo. Ji understands. What is this man he saw in Hyung's driveway? After work, Dan-shik went to check on this man. The door turned out to be open. One room was very weird. Did not have time for him to say at least something. How does he get attacked by Hee-chen? In a couple minutes, the biker leaves the house and goes into the next one. Turns out he is also a power holder and wants to remove all lines by eliminating people. Hyung ruined his plans, and even though he hurt her. At the same time, Ji came to Hyun and saw through the window what happens in the house opposite. He immediately rushed to help, firing some accurate shots. From last forces man said, Floss disappears. It made it clear Hyun that there are other people seeing lines. True, this man is now eliminated, which is why you can't get information from him. On this day, Hyung rethought her worldview. But what if the threads in reverse help save other people? She takes off her glasses, and the whole sky turns red, and a message comes to the phone. You and I look alike. Come to Banjo school. The next day, Sen saw how Hyun read Valentine, which Sen threw up Gen 1. She could not stand it and attacks the girl. Teacher Lee heard screams and paused the fight. More than that, she said Sen that she shouldn't act like that. Before leaving, Sen notices the glasses and takes them for himself. Turns out Danchik stayed alive. Hee-young just beat him up. Even after finishing the case, she's sure that they definitely missed something. He will not understand the reason for eliminating Ji. Comes to his house and more carefully examines the room. She's not just red like that. These are lines and there are so many. That common color turned red. Same time as this, Sen is already in new glasses trying to break the line, which she started to see above her head. And then Ji came into the house and she literally fell into horror and runs away from home. Young sees Sun looking at the sky and talking about something. Sun walking through the streets. Considering all the lines, she quickly guessed what it was. And at the sight of Ji even grinned. Damn, in anticipation of new discoveries, she goes to study, where learns a lot of new things. Some people are now considered nasty for her. And seeing the line leading beyond the wall, she wondered who was there. But it would be better if she didn't recognize it. Today their class is replenished with a freshman. Youngji checks the doki thing and doesn't find glasses. Then he comes to the school where he worked Chen. He is very interested if he wore glasses whether. Never saw him with glasses on the roof. As always, the freaks led by Hoyan got to the San. But Hyung stood up for Sen and explained that they should get away from them. Ji checks the bar. Where did Won Chen go? Bartender says he was an ordinary man at first, and then suddenly started talking to himself, especially since he was completely sober. He was repeating numbers 1, 2, 3. Once even got into a fight with one customer. That day Chen counted lines over his heads. Nifiga myself so much. Mans didn't like it and started fight. Bartender compliments what Chen always wore glasses. Did not have time to leave. How to increase the line. Walking down Sen Street finds Hoyan, who bullied her and quietly made compromising material with their teacher. But she doesn't care at all since she will not be punished. It seems you forgot. What are we minors? Prepod in Korean will be punished, and I do not fool. Then Sen chose a new teacher target, to whom she threw the pick. He instantly everything shrunk to the state of an atom. And then a message came up. Cook to 0000. Sen entered the taste and started making compromising on materials. Other teachers. Han guessed that all these quarrels don't happen just like that. Her look fell on Sen's glasses. And when Hyung asked about the lines, Sen was very surprised. She needs information. Where exactly did she find those glasses? Sen responds someone tossed in the locker. One way or another, Hyung isn't going to give away the glasses. It's too dangerous. Han rips them out and takes them for himself. She intends to reveal everyone's eyes on their affair. Late night, Haeun followed Sen and stole her glasses. She put them on and knew right away. How exactly did they get burned? Sen noticed the loss, but her teacher wrote about with offer to pick up the money. Oh tried to negotiate with a girl, explaining his difficult financial condition. Did not have time, he agreed. How my wife wrote on the phone. Who was sent this photo? He thought that it did Asen and in anger throws down. Thanks to that, what Sona called before this Hyung. She was able to find her and call an ambulance. Already in hospital, Heng says Ji that Sana is not herself personally. The next day, Kim teachers find glasses on their desk. And after fitting saw the lines. Ali tells Ji that the students who bullied Sen missing somewhere, except the guy with whom she walked on the last day of Linjo. He is saying Ji that Sen herself offered to take a picture. He remembers that after the photo she jumped up and ran away, saying that something was missing from her. Ji looked through the footage and noticed Hyun Kim is going to move to another country. And before that, 1 week to live with my sister. After evening dinner, brother-in-law behaves strangely. Every now and then climbing into the phone. And then Kim saw the line leading to another floor. Kim wanted to know, where does she lead? But the man stopped him. On returning to work, Kim saw that their local celebrity weather has no lines at all. It even surprised him, though other people surprised too, but in his own way. And then Kim followed the apartment. Where did the line lead? There lives a girl who clearly spoke to her brother-in-law. With the help of the mailbox, he learned her name Quack. And even though today is a memorial day for Kim's mother and his sister, the man was not here. He said wife that he left for a couple of days for work. But here's Kim guessing what job it is. He tracked down the man and confirmed his guesses. Kim gives him 1 day to tell sister Otherwise he doesn't know what will do to him. And then Kim went to the Tsokavik page. Where was the news about the child? Kim ran to his sister to tell everything. But how did it turn out? She already knows everything and blames Kim as if he ruined her life. Seeing as brother-in-law in place of helping his sister went to quack, Kim couldn't stand it and hit him. Sister asking to stop, and then confesses that this man is the husband of that woman. Is she the other girl? Kim ordered to leave his mistress and return to his wife, so that man did. In the magazine, Senji found a mention of glasses. He asks Hyung to tell. What does it mean and what can be seen on virgins? Hyung replies to the floss obviously that Ji will hardly believe it. Hyung explains that thanks to the glasses, Sada started seeing lines too, and blackmail people. Ji believes that there may be several such glasses. He was totally right, since Misun also had such glasses. Young teacher from school, who was secretly in love with their music teacher. At the same time, her love is clearly unhealthy, afraid that you never become mine. This whole day Ji was studying papers related to recent cases, and threads were mentioned there, which is why he came to Hyung again to ask if Sennity had. Since she doesn't want to talk, he needs to know, is she related to their classmate? Does Hyung reply with no. She does not know who the bike line is. And then they showed a detainee on TV. And Hyung remembered Ji's guess that glasses can be multiple. The next day Misun came to the musician. He had one line too. But just moments later she was connected to Misun. And Hyung decided to jump in the pool. Boyfriend Jonko, who likes Hyung, scared that she would drown and jumped behind her, already stained with ramen. He's asking, why did she do that? Hyung confesses that she has the power to see lines. Jonso asks, does it have lines? Does she reply no? Also like her and their friends Jenjin. Jonso fully believes her and calls her unusual. But in reality she still has lines. Tomorrow Misun is witnessing how a musician uses services. Misun couldn't stand it and grabbed the girl, then locked in her room and went to the musician. He suddenly becomes ill and passes out from the impact, hurting my own head. When Hyung found a hostage, she immediately called the cops, but Misun musicians were already dead. When Ji inspected the number, the glasses were already gone. Hyung remembers that Misun always wore glasses at school. Exactly why Hyung was saying that glasses is very dangerous. After Ji drained the water, he still found glasses and tried on himself. He was clearly amazed, seeing the amount of lines above your head. Ji remembering his life. At an early age, San's parents died, and he started looking after her. After a while he already wanted to get rid of it. But what he wanted to free himself became his job, and the world with red lines is a curiosity. He didn't even guess that other coworkers had joint lines too. And Don Sheik turned out to be the complete opposite. How different you and I are. Captain Obviousness. After shift Ji takes Linju to Sen ward to make sure what they don't have a line, and asks maybe he knows who was she dating. Did Jo hear about the person she hates? At this time Hen receives an invitation to a party from an unknown user. A girl Eugene came to the department to write a statement on the guy Hanyu. She builds a saint out of herself, but here Yugoji sees lines. But they still need to interview the Hanya. For this they come to school. They immediately meet. Whether Jin can't believe what she has no lines, and Hanyu had only one line. He calls Yoonjin a good GF and assures them that she's not his type. Did not have time for Ji to go out in the hallway on Hen. She's asking for the glasses to be given away. He needs to understand how a criminal sees the world. Their argument notices Weather and chases away him. Before leaving, Ji suggests Liz go out for dinner. Without even guessing, what does she see lines to? Thanks to Hanyu, phone detectives understand that Eugene hyping them up. Now she can be accused of defamation, just in case Ji checks them lines. Don't take the case to the prosecutor's office. That late night Ji tells Hyan about their case. According to Yoonjin, she has no lines, but he then saw as many as 4. Hen remembers that before she really had no lines. Ji calls the housekeeper with the news. What are they continuing this case? After which they come to Hanya. exactly where Yoonjin was. All the stuff is already thrown and the
out.
surface is washed. At this time, Hyun returned to her place of work and did not notice that John followed her with. She decided to make fun of him and thought that if it was Jin with, then she could live with the red line bare labor. Detectives found the right stuff and sent for examination. Ji confused the color of the sheet. He threw perfectly matching laundry knot in the trash and in a donation container. He clearly has something to hide, and he wants to understand that. And then on the cameras they find a group of 4 guys. However, Hyun found out the truth the very next day and called Ji. The whole company was taken to the station. Ji picked the most nervous one and pressed him. And the rest I have nothing on them. And you think you have enough. The guy was so scared that gave out his buddies in order to reduce his punishment. There was a Hanyu behind everything, and this guy, which now got one line, did not want for everything to happen like this. Other guys confirmed that Hanyu paid them. Your friends confessed. You have 4 witnesses against. After work, Ji called from hospital. On the cameras you can see how she took his father away, and a pic came on the phone. Ji himself ran headlong to his niece, who was still in the hospital, when suddenly the line started moving. Doors open, and Father Ji enters their thought. What does he think? But on the girl again, nothing changed this. Jibal is ready to kill it, but was able to stop. You are. He doesn't even imagine how now Sen should live. Today Heng had birthday. It was John Ko who wanted to throw a party, but before that Hyung wants to propose, which he can refuse. So they moved to her. Off to work with follow show. A little later they were already walking around the city. John asks her to wait, and he runs away for food. Hyung examines his line and it evaporates. John Ko died until eats cake. Hyung always wanted to change, but she does not succeed, which is why she calls herself cursed. And everyone who is dear to her sure are dying. In a couple of minutes a video with Jenjin comes to the phone, and she summons Ji. Hyung tells that she always gets a birthday card. At first she thought, what is it mother, but then realized that someone is counting down the days until her birthday. And then shows the phone. Couple arriving to school, where in one cabinet the lights are on. Ji runs exactly for Hyung, but she evaporates somewhere. Ji absolutely doesn't understand. Where could she go? At the same time Hyung frees his girlfriend, and also not seeing the detective. Girlfriend's trying to get downstairs, but every now and then they move back. And then Jenjin turns around with glasses on his face. Their class teacher Lee said, what after death? You can see the lines even without glasses. Detective climbs the roof, overlooking the changed world. In the distance stands a woman in the past. Did she come up to her in black and stretch out her glasses, with suggest getting rid of the lines above people's heads? So she did. You know how I love. And then she came out of the dark herself. Absolutely all the lines led to her head. Those who stood in front of Ji were past glasses owners. Weather rips off the sheet under which Ji's father lay. She offers him a cut line, thereby saving Senji trying to attack Lee. But she was much stronger and eliminates the man herself. Ji snatches a gun and opens fire, but does reflect bullets. The weapon has absolutely no effect on her, exactly because of whether San was thrown down. In reality, Jenjin attacks Hyung. She manages to knock out the glasses and break them. Jenjin comes to his senses abruptly and doesn't understand. Where is she located? She's pointing at Hyung's wand. Her blood soars into the sky, moving to the world weather. She asks whether to let go of Ji and explain. Why is she doing this? Does not hide what was that she was giving people glasses, and when they started to see, they were covered by thirst. Just an eye of their longing. People throw off glasses and surround a couple. Moments before death, Hyung's mother appears and saves them. She tells that she also had glasses, and Hyung is not to blame for that. What happened though? Hyung rushes at Lee, get a wand, after which it takes off into the sky. Her blood enters the tangle of red lines. When the sphere got blood-fed, there is a red explosion. Weather rejoices in victory, but doesn't notice that Young grabbed a knife. The two of us fulfilled our destiny. After death weather, they're going back to the real world, where already all the people started seeing red lines, revealing a lot of new things about the people around you. Look. What is this? What is this? For almost a year the world plunged into chaos. People tried to understand where these lines came from, but the answer was never found. Sona woke up in a world full of lines, but she no longer had them. She and Ji didn't ask each other questions, and were just happy that both are alive. And as for Hen, she's left one again. Or maybe she just thought so. Well, we will be happy with your like. Very soon we will be back. Bye.